Hey there internets, I'm Michael and this is Two Can Play That Game with a review of Fishy Tactics from Mushroom Gaming Co. So what is it? Well, I would normally say let's look at the box, but there is no box for this. It's going to be coming in a little plastic um, packet thing, like see-through vacuum formed. But the actual game itself will live in this little pouch. It'll just all fold up and in it goes. Really nice, really convenient, really portable. So obviously that means I can't say let's look at the box, but let's look at this little rule sheet here, which was going to be the board, but now the board's going to be fabric, even better. And we've got the instructions here. The game is cute. It's got this basic artwork, as you can see on the fabric board here. The artwork is basic, but it's bright, it's vibrant, it's colourful. I like it. All these wooden components are really nice. You know, you've got these beautiful, colourful fish that are just lovely. Cute little crocodile. I'm gonna eat you. Yeah, it's lovely. But what is it? Well, it is actually a very light strategy game. Very, very light, I will say that. The whole thing is that you are each fishing, trying to catch the most fish. But unfortunately, in the pond, there is this crocodile who will eat the fish, and also, of course, you're each pulling at the different fish, trying to get them into your boat and not into the others. The idea of the game is to be the one who has the most points worth of fish, and the different colours are worth different points. If at the end of the game you have the most, then you win. So why don't we take a bit of a closer look at the table and you can actually see roughly how this all works, and then we'll come back for my final thoughts. So here is the board all laid out. So it's the fabric board with the grid on. In each of the spaces other than the middle one, you're going to randomly put one of the colours of fish. Now these are worth different points depending on the fish. So blue are worth 1, orange is worth 2, yellow 3, and red is worth 5. At the end of the game, however many of these you have in your boat are going to score you that many points. Then whoever has the most fish in their boat wins. So randomly decide who's your first player. They'll start their turn by spinning the spinner here. Whatever direction it points in is the direction this crocodile moves. And if there's any kind of dispute about which way it's pointing, whoever's turn it is has final say. But obviously they can't say it's pointing in the opposite direction to what it is. They then move one space. If there's a fish in that space, they eat that fish and it goes off to be the crocodile's dinner. Nom 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 nom. And then the person whose turn it is rolls the dice. The number then represents how many spaces they can move a fish. You can only move a fish that's on the top. So if this blue fish was on top of this red one, for example, I wouldn't be able to move that red one. But I could say move this orange one, 1, 2, into my boat. And then I've got that fish and that's mine till the end of the game. That is, unless someone rolls a 6. Because if they roll a 6, rather than moving a fish, they'll pick a player. They'll take the bag, they'll take that player's fish, they'll drop all of that player's fish into that bag, give it a good old shake up, and randomly draw one out. Whatever fish they draw out, they add to their boat. Keep doing this until all the fish are gone, either eaten by the crocodile or in your boats, and then just total up to see who has won. So that is how it works to play Fishy Tactics. So what do I think? Well, as I already said, the artwork is really cute, the components are fantastic, I really love them. I am going to say one small little not so great thing about the components. And as you may have noticed, the spinner here I have mounted on the top of a jar lid, because I needed something to help weight it down and hold it in place, because my fingers are too big and chunky to hold the bottom of the spinner and spin, and trying to sit it flat on the table and spin, when I tried to do it, it just kind of fell over, moved, it didn't work. I needed to weight it down somehow, and I figured this was a good portable, pass-aroundable way of doing it. So it was a good little solution. How it will work in the actual game, I think if you've got children, they'll be able to hold the spinner. It will work better because they won't have the big adult chunky hands. And I think this really is a children's game. But it is a children's game that adults can play. It is very light. It's very much a filler game for adults, but it's very much an introduction to the strategy and tactics for those children. And it's a game that you can play with your children, even if they don't have as good strategy and tactics. There's so much luck involved that they can still stand a good chance. Each turn you do the spin for the crocodile, which is fun, frankly. It's quite fun to just flick a spinner. It's weird that it's fun, but it is. It's just this nice tactile thing, and I can see children enjoying that. And then you get to play with the crocodile, have it go and rah, eating the fish, and hi, it's eating the fish you wanted, etc. The aspect of the tactics in this is very light. It's more about what you choose to move into your boat, when you choose to move it, because you're rolling a dice and that dictates how far you can move a fish. So that's very much, again, the whole luck heaviness detracting from the strategy, but it is such a quick game that it really doesn't matter that it's so luck heavy. So you can kind of block fish by putting fish on top of fish. You can make tactical decisions about which fish you're moving and when. So yeah, it's quite a nice little game, and it comes in such a gorgeous physical package. It's so simple that children can understand it. The whole rolling the dice thing, flicking the spinner, it's tactile, it's simple. The components are chunky and nice and vibrant. A child will look at this and be drawn to it. It's pretty. It's not going to be their favourite game. They're not going to play it forever. But you know what? It doesn't matter. It's just a little bit of fun that you'll pick up every now and again. And it's going to fit in this little pouch. You can just slip it in a bag to take away with you. Absolutely wonderful. Now, there is one other thing I haven't talked about yet, and that's about the whole stealing a fish when you roll a 6. Now, that means that this bag becomes really useful, because as well as you storing the game in this and carrying it around in this, when you need to randomly steal a fish, you just drop a person's fish in here and randomly draw one out, which is a really handy little thing to be able to do. Now, the stealing of fish can feel very mean, because if someone rolls a lot of 6s, they're just going to be stealing everyone else's fish and doing really well. But that's the luck aspect of this game, unfortunately. But you know what? The game will be over quick enough and you can play another one, and it's unlikely to keep going that way. So what's my final verdict on this? Would I play it? Would I be adding it to my collection? I actually am, but not for the reason you might expect. It's not for me to sit and play with my wife. It's for me to take and sit and play with my nieces, who are the target audience, really, I feel, for this game. So I think it'll be a fantastic game to be playing with them. They will absolutely adore it, and I can't wait to go visit them and take this. So that's why it's being added to my collection. Now, can 2 play this game? Yes, 2 can play this game perfectly fine. Plays 2 to 4. I will say it plays quicker the more people you have, and it gets a bit more chaotic, a bit more interesting with more people. Okay, so that is my thoughts on Fishy Tactics. I do hope you've enjoyed this video and found it useful, and of course if you have, please do check out the rest of the videos on the channel and subscribe to the channel, as well as sharing it with your friends and family. And do also take a look at us on social media. You can find us on Facebook and on Twitter. And as always, thanks for watching, and bye for now.